All right. Thank you guys for joining the live stream here. Hopefully, you guys didn't miss me too much. I think it's been maybe 2 weeks since I have done a live stream. But first of all, excuse my coughing, guys. I'm still coughing. But I decided to do this live stream late in the night because my coughing gets a lot better in the night and gets worse in the morning. So that's the only reason why I'm doing this live stream very, very late. I know it's 12 a.m. in Eastern Standard Time, so my apologies. But again, hopefully you guys can find this live stream as useful as possible to you all, as always. So hopefully you guys can understand what I'm saying. If you have any questions, make sure you let me know. All right, so let's get things started. So the markets are basically just continuously moving higher and higher and higher. So right now, SPY, QQQ, IWM, they're all moving higher. All right, and that's a great sign. And SPY, first of all, is making a very nice bull flag. What does this mean? Well, with this consolidation and the 10 and 21 SMAs catching up, there's a great possibility that tomorrow we can actually see the market moving up higher again. Right? We've been moving higher with higher highs and higher lows as we've seen in the last couple of weeks. And so tomorrow we can make another higher high once we're able to get over this 430 level, right? So this 430 level is going to be huge tomorrow, okay? So, if you guys are looking to trade SPY especially, I would suggest that you look and wait until you see how the market reacts at that 430 level. Okay, so hopefully you guys understand, why the importance of this level is. Because first of all, the past 1, 2, 3, 4 days, including today, we're seeing the price basically reject around 429.60, or if you guys just want to round down to 429.50, since that's a whole number level, we've been basically just rejecting from this 429.50 level, and we've done that clearly on these 3 candlesticks here. Okay, so let me zoom in. So 1, 2, 3, right? If you look at the high of the day on each of these 3 candlesticks, the high of the day is at 429.62, 429.62 again, and then 429.60. So there is an intraday level of resistance at 429.50. So if we're able to go over that and then retest the whole number level of $430, and if we do see a potential move to the upside when we get a surge in buying volume at 430, then you can go in for SPY. So tomorrow, this is a great game plan for you all. This is a free trade idea for you guys to take in. All right, so make sure you guys hit that like button if you guys are liking what I'm saying so far. So again, we have a clear daily support level around 426. And then we have an intraday level of resistance at 429.60, or if you guys want to round down again, 429.50 to that whole number level. Do nothing. You said 430 on site. Yeah. So 430. Okay. So 430 is that big level that we need to get over in order to continue to the upside. And remember, guys, my ultimate maximum profit target for SPY will be 434.50. And so if we do break over 430 with good amount of volume and good buying momentum, I wholeheartedly expect to see SPY at 434.50 before topping out. Now, if you go on the monthly time frame, all right, it seems like the market can continue to move up and up and up. However, okay, we've been going up straight for 4 straight months. Okay, that could be considered unhealthy. And this month, so far on June, okay, we've made a huge move early into the month, right? And so there's a possibility that in the middle of this month or or even late into this month, we can see a huge rejection to the downside and we can start consolidating. And so that can happen at 430, or that can happen at 434.50, where I expect the price to move to the upside and ultimately hit that 434.50 target and then reject. Okay. And also, if you take a look at the RSI, right, the relative strength index, we're not really overbought. There's still enough room left for us to move in order to move higher. And so, it's something that people have always asked me, how do you use the RSI and, the price action, right? RSI is a lagging indicator, okay? And it's part of technical analysis, and I don't tend to use it as often, but I check it when I do need to check it, right? And at this point now in my trading journey and trading career, I don't really need to use the RSI to know whether or not the price is oversold or overbought. I can tell what's happening, right? So SPY, I already knew that it's not going to be that overbought. And clearly on the RSI, it says 65.90. The value ended up at 65.90. Okay, so this is something that you guys should be looking at for SPY tomorrow. And definitely, we'll have room to move once we're able to break over 430 and possibly even hit 434.50 before topping out and rejecting to the downside. Okay, all right, guys, give me about a minute or so and I'll be right back. But make sure you guys ask any questions in the live chat here on your screen. I'm pretty sure it's somewhere on your screen, whether it be on a laptop or your phone. Ask me any questions if you guys have any on this trade plan that I have you guys for tomorrow. I'll be right back, guys. All right, I am back. Thank you guys so much for waiting. So basically for SPY tomorrow, break over 430. Okay, break over here. Let me make sure. Over 430 will be the long entry point for SPY. It should be a pretty easy trade tomorrow. Excuse me, guys, unless we decide to move sideways from 426 to 429.50, and there is a possibility of that happening because again, we need the 10 and 21 SMAs to catch up. All right. Okay, so the next the name that I kind of want to go over is HD. So HD was my first swing trade idea that I gave to my CFO Swing and Watch members, my private members, and it has done really, really well since the beginning of this week. So we had a nice move up on Tuesday, okay, and then it hit this daily 200 SMA, and it tried to move over, and then it went back down, obviously, since there are a lot of sellers, and there's a huge area of supply that surrounds this daily 200 SMA, which is my yellow line right here. And so on Tuesday, we were able to close over this daily 200 SMA. And thanks to that, we blasted off higher until we went over that $300 psychological level, and then we went over this $301 resistance level. Okay, so this is a level that I've been tracking for quite some time. So if you go back all the way here on my chart back in mid to early 2022, this 301 level has been a huge crux to any type of move to the upside. So today we're able to see those shorts who are sitting at that 301 level being kind of pushed out. How do we know this? Well, early in the morning we saw a huge impulsive reaction to the upside, and that usually meant that we have taken out most of the people that were short at that 301 level. And just within the last couple of months, okay, we have been seeing buyers absolutely getting crushed underneath this $300 psychological level and at this 301 level. So I love the fact that we have come back down today to retest this 301 level and possibly use it as a new level of support tomorrow, because during an uptrend, what do? We tend to use an old or previous level of resistance and turn it into a new level of support. So 300 to 301 will be an area of current demand, and we need to see that area turn into a new demand. All right. Anyone have any questions actually? No? No questions? All right. Well, so for HD here, we have this nice double bottom as well. All right, you guys have to remember this. All right, a double bottom is a bullish chart pattern. So this double bottom is very, very crucial to be looking at, right? It's like little two butt cheeks. little joke there, okay? So double bottom sometimes looks like a nice sharp W, or it might look like this, where we have two butt cheeks. So, excuse me guys, I'm still very much sick, so if my voice sounds a little bit weird, my apologies. Now, before I move on, give me 1 second guys, I'm going to clear my throat. I'm still sick again, I'm coughing, I have phlegm. Disgusting, I know. But let me clear my throat up and I'll be right back. Just a few seconds, guys. Alright guys, I am back. My apologies. So, again guys, I'm still sick. My sickness is not cleared. And I still have phlegm. And I'm still coughing. That's the reason why I keep on pausing. I'm trying to get that phlegm out of my throat so that I can properly talk. So my apologies guys. But hopefully you guys have been finding this live stream useful as always. And if you guys can leave a like down below, that would be awesome. If not, that's fine. But yeah, so HD definitely a candidate to look at, into next week, especially if you guys haven't been swing trading this one to the upside, because we caught this entire move. Okay, I'm still holding my contracts, and I'm looking to even roll over my contracts to further our expiration. So watch this one. Okay, now the next one is TDOC. So this one has been absolutely drained to the downside. So shorts have been absolutely just pounding this one, right? every single time it tries to have a nice large move to the upside, shorts come in strong, and then it smacks the price down. But as we were doing that, okay, the shorts were creating this lower high and lower low price action. However, we have started to make a very big macro falling wedge. And if you guys were in the live stream earlier, I was just doing a silent TA, so you guys were able to see some of my I guess process of doing TA, since everyone always asks me, how do you do your TA, right? It's very, very simple. I try to keep it as simple as possible. And that's the way that you guys should be doing it as well. And if you guys have any questions, please DM me on Instagram at chartsfocus1. My username should be in the description box below as well. So it's just at chartsfocus1. You guys can find me on Twitter and Instagram, and even on YouTube at chartsfocus1. So for TDOC here, with this huge macro falling wedge, all right, hopefully we can see some sort of a nice break. However, this chart pattern may form it may continue to form for the next maybe 2 to 3 months, right? Because why not? Because if you look at the monthly time frame, right, we've been forming this chart pattern for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So who's not to say that this is not gonna, this is gonna continue to form, right? So it can continue for the next 2 to 3 months, and I'm kind of betting that this one will continue, and maybe this one will continue to form a chart pattern until the next month. And why am I betting on that? Well, if you go back on the weekly time frame, we have earnings coming out. Okay, we have earnings coming out on around Wednesday of July 26th. Okay, and that's the reason why I'm saying maybe another month to form in this macro falling wedge before it decides to break to the upside. Okay, and who knows, even maybe earnings may be the catalyst to break to the upside if the earnings results are as expected or better than expected. And obviously we can also have a earnings run up into earnings, right? Or excuse me, a run up into earnings. So Neil, welcome. What expiry date are your HD contracts? It's for next week, June 16th. All right, so I wrote that all the way up. Okay, I've been posting constantly on my Instagram story as well. So hopefully you guys are paying attention. I even say in my bio, watch my stories and watch my reels. I provide a lot of good information and I provide the results. So make sure you guys, if you guys aren't paying attention, or if you guys need a little bit of help, make sure you guys DM me. I'm free here to help you guys. I'm open to helping you guys, start your trading journey right, or even tweak your trading strategy a little bit here to kind of give you that better edge in your trading system. So my HT contracts are expiring next week, which is the reason why I said that if HT continues to use that 300 to 301 resistance level as a new level of support, or a new area of support, or a demand area, I will continue to swing HT to the long side and roll my contracts that expire on June 16th, which is next week, to a further expiration date. All right, so Sunil, hopefully that was helpful there and explained my current position with HT. So TDOC, again, I'm gonna be patient with this one. All right, so on the weekly time frame, there really isn't much to go off of, because right now we are basically using $22.60, or again, $22.50 if you guys want to round down to that 0.50 or 0.00 whole number level. And in this case, it's a 0.50 whole number level. And so if you guys want to use 22.50, that's completely fine. If you guys want to be a bit more accurate, 22.60, it doesn't matter. It's a 10-cent difference, right? So for TDOC, we've been using this as a heavy level of support. How do you know? Well, right over here, right over here, right over here, and right over here, right? Pretty evident. And the only thing that worries me is that, sure, the volume has been going drastically down, and that makes sense. Volume tends to drop off when we're forming a chart pattern. And excuse me, guys. And you know, with the fact that we've rejected the weekly 10 and 21 SMAs, again, tells me that we're gonna retest 22.50 again very, very soon. Who knows, maybe even next week. And if that does happen, I expect a break of this 22.50. And then once we get a final, okay, once we get a final break, okay, to the downside, I expect to see a rapid move up. A rapid move up, right? And the reason why I say that is that, again, in the market makers tend to fake out and shake out buyers and sellers, right? Buyers and shorters, okay? So, or long or short people, right? And, or that kind of sounds like I'm referring to someone's height. I meant long or short traders. So, you know, you're welcome. So, you know, it's one of those few things that you guys should always consider, because again, the market won't always work in the ideal way. Like, I'm not going to expect to see another bounce at 22.50 and then a sudden breakout to the upside over 25.50, right? This is the breakout level that I have for you all for T-Dot. I'm going to expect what everyone is is not expecting, which is a shakeout, right? It's going to take out the buyers who are staying at 22.50 and then take out even more buyers who may have already gone long over this support level, and take out any weak buyers, and it's going to shake them out. And then once we find a new level of support, maybe around $20, let's say, right, which is a whole number level, we might have a huge bounce, maybe a hammer candlestick, or maybe even a morning star doji candlestick. Okay, so this is something that you guys should know, right? The market will not move in the most ideal way, or in the way that you're thinking in your head. So, you know, it's something that you guys should consider whenever you guys are doing TA or technical analysis. And so if we're able to do this, all right, I expect us to move rapidly to the upside as we're heading into earnings, which is again next month on July 26th, or about July 26th, since I believe the company hasn't confirmed the actual date for the next earnings results or earnings day. But regardless of that, I expect to see a nice earnings run up and possibly use earnings as a catalyst, or even before earnings, right, as a pre-catalyst. All right. So, you know, I think it's essential for people to understand that TA is not the Hail Mary type of analysis, right? It's something that you guys should use well, and you guys should have a basic understanding and master the basics in order to be able to trade very, very well. And so I always tell my students, right? I always tell this to my students, you know, you don't need to learn the advanced strategies, right? There are advanced strategies, but you don't need it, all right? Just use the basics of technical analysis. And once you master that, then you should be able to better understand the more advanced concepts and theories of technical analysis that are out there, right? I don't even know the advanced stuff as much, right, as maybe some other people, because again, I focus on the basics, and I want you all to focus on the basics as well. Do nothing, you said. join CFO. Yes, join CFO. Guys, if you guys are interested in joining, make sure you guys DM me at chartsfocus1. Hit me up. I'm available 24/7. This is what I do, right? So make sure you guys join. And if you guys have any inquiries, please ask away. I am not afraid of questions being asked. All right. If you guys need help with a little something, maybe if you guys want to ask about a little bit of an opinion about current stock, or maybe your current game plan, ask me. I am here. I am an open book. I'm ready to help. You know, the only thing that I ask of you in return is that you guys come back and tell me whether or not the technical analysis that I've given you guys, or the help I have given you guys, has helped or not. All right. So hopefully you guys can return that favor for me. Now, this is what I expect for T-Doc. Okay. So make sure you guys have this in your watch lists. The next one that I want to look at is INTU. So this is a stock that's on the expensive side, right? Very, very expensive. Okay. But this one, okay, if you look at the weekly time frame, I mean, look at this. really, really good base. This is a textbook base, and guess what? It's making a textbook base right over the weekly 200 SMA. And guess what happens? Oops, I erased it. Guess what happens when we tend to either retest or stick around this weekly 200 SMA? We tend to blast away from the 200 SMA, right? As we did over here, over here, over here, and then maybe over here, right? And this base has been forming since May of 2022. It's officially been over a year. This is an over 1 year, multi-year base, basically. Well, excuse me, not a multi-year, over a year base, right? Apologies, guys. My mind is all foggy. I've been sick for quite some time. It's been 2 weeks, which is the reason why you guys haven't been seeing me post any videos on YouTube or even do any of the live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays as usual. So my apologies. I'm still sick. You may or may not hear it in my voice, but my nose is still clogged. I'm still coughing, so my apologies. So we had this major level of resistance at 460.50. Okay, and then we have this nice ascending support trend line. And so you might be thinking, wait a second, Andrew. So you told me this is a base, right? Well, I didn't tell you exactly what kind of base it is, right? It's not a flat base, right? If it was a flat base, then there would be another flat horizontal support. But instead, we have this, right? This ascending support trend line. And so what do we have here? We have what we call an ascending triangle base. Why is it a base again instead of just being an ascending triangle? Well, because this chart pattern has been forming for over 1 year. Over 1 year. Think about that, guys. And the fact that we've been holding, making higher lows while having a flat top, which creates a ascending triangle chart pattern, right? This tells you that, well, this name is definitely not trying to let the sellers take control of the price action every single week, every single month, because again, we've been making higher lows and we've been supporting, right? We've been seeing buying coming in over this weekly 200 SMA, right? And so there has been a lot of buying coming in at every single major support level on the daily, the weekly, monthly. But the major thing that you guys have to know is that this base, this ascending triangle base, this macro ascending triangle base has been forming for over 1 year, because this base started when we bounced back in May of 2022. All right, so again, this is a huge base to consider. And so if you go back on the daily time frame with our trend lines here, you can get a lot more specific on what levels to watch out for. So yesterday, we saw that huge downturn on this one, like with other, big company, big tech names. And if you guys didn't know what Intuit does, is that they own TurboTax. I know you guys should have heard that, especially in America. So for US citizens, you guys should know what TurboTax is. Well, Intuit has and owns that brand, TurboTax, right? And many other companies as well. I think QuickBook, or is that what's called? I don't remember. But I just know that they own TurboTax. Okay. So INTU, basically, it looks like it's going to come back down to retest the ascending support trend line again. I mean, we've seen it do that multiple times for the past year, so why not? Right? And if it doesn't, that'll be surprising, because yesterday's candlestick was very, very bearish, right? We have this little tiny top wick here, and then we just have a huge fat body on this candlestick, right? And so, I expect us to see another continuation to the downside tomorrow. And so this is another trade idea you guys can use, especially with the 0 DTE, since INTU is a fairly expensive name, right? So short under 420, or I think it was what? Low of the day, previous low of the day, right? So Neil, you said they also announced price increase on QuickBook software, right? Is that what it is, KBO? I'm pretty sure Intuit owns QuickBooks. I haven't done the fundamental research on INTU. I haven't done fundamental analysis on INTU for a long time. But yeah, I mean, the two major brands that I do know for sure, I think, it's QuickBooks and TurboTax. But yeah, that's good to know, Sunil. They announced price increases. That's obviously going to increase profit margins, obviously. All right, very obvious thing to understand and know. And it's also going to increase revenue, especially if we see more clients and more customers using QuickBook. So INTU, I expect it to continue to move to the downside tomorrow. Why? Well, first of all, it rejected my daily 10 SMA, this red line today. How do I know this? Well, this wick, right? We did not end up closing over this red squiggly line, right? Instead, we rejected and we closed below it. So tomorrow, if you want to see a confirmation of a move to the downside, right? Since, well, we had this fat red bearish candlestick to the downside, I expect us to see a move below 420, or you guys can get an actual confirmation. Excuse me, guys. My sinuses are blocked. It's hard to talk, in elongated periods. So you said QuickBooks Online, TurboTax. Oh yeah, they have MailChimp. Oh, I didn't know they own Mint as well. Jeez. QuickBooks, so QuickBooks, TurboTax, MailChimp, and Mint. Dang. So Intuit is kind of the little tiny monopoly of its own. Also Credit Karma. Wow. Oh yeah, that's right. Credit Karma. Yeah. I definitely know what that one is. Yeah, so they own all those brands. So Neil, thank you so much for giving me that list. I knew more of what specific brands, these tiny brands that Intuit owns. But yeah, so Intuit controls all of those brands. Thank you so much, Sunil. So tomorrow, if you see a continued move to the downside, look for a break below 420 or the previous low of the day. So the low is at 419.30. And that's the reason why I say previous low of the day, since the market is going to be open tomorrow morning. And the previous low of the day is going to be on this candlestick specifically. So if you guys just want to wait until we see an actual break below the previous low of the day, which is at 419.30, then you can short under 419.30. And why would you wait to see a break below the previous low of the day? Well, that means that sellers are still strong from the previous day and are still pushing the price lower tomorrow, right? That's the reason why, day traders, swing traders, whatever type of traders that are out there, they tend to long once we see a break over the previous high of the day, or they tend to short when we see a break below the previous low of the day. It's a pretty simple and pretty easy concept to follow, okay? So, for example, yesterday we could have shorted, right? For INTU, obviously I was not looking at this one, but I'm just giving you guys an example. We could have shorted when we broke below the previous low of the day, which was on this candlestick. And where was the low of the day? Well, $446.07. So we could have shorted this one once it broke below 446.07 cents. All right, so $446.07 is when we could have shorted once the price broke below that specific number. And what happened yesterday? Well, we got a huge flush once we broke below the previous low of the day. Okay, so I'm expecting the same thing to happen tomorrow. The price is not even oversold yet. So there is a lot of room left for this one to move to the downside. It can even hit 410. All right, why do I say 410? Well, this is a level of resistance and support. Okay, right over here, and resistance right over here. Okay, but again, I'm kind of looking to see the price hit this ascending support trend line. All right, so it could possibly break below the daily 200 SMA and hit and retest and then bounce at this ascending level of support. Okay, very easy to understand, hopefully. Hey, thank you guys for 3 likes. I didn't even see the 3 likes there. All right. So, does anyone have any tickers that you guys want me to go over, since that was my last ticker to go over for you guys and kind of give you guys a game plan. So again, SPY tomorrow. Okay, let's do a quick summary and review. Look for a break over 430, or if you guys want an early entry, look for a break over 429.50, and then you guys can go long, and possibly we can even hit 432, and then my maximum will be 434.50 before we top out, reject, and have a nice fat pull down or pullback to the downside. Okay, and then the next one was HD. So HD, we have a nice double bottom. So this base here, or this double bottom, has been forming since late February of this year. All right, so it's been a couple of months. So it's a multi-month base or a double bottom chart pattern. And again, we either had these 2 butt cheeks or we have a nice W to kind of shape this double bottom chart pattern, which is a bullish chart pattern. And so today we had our nice impulsive move to the upside, which kind of showed us that we were starting to push out any type of shorts or or any of the short sellers sitting at this supply area over $301. This major resistance level. And the only reason why we kind of rejected today was that the industrial sector was kind of cooling off, right? And it was needed, right? So if you look at XLI, right, we had a very small move today compared to the past couple of days, and so individual names like HD kind of it barely moved, basically, right? Today it ended up at negative 0.20% and ended up moving negative 0.61 cents compared to yesterday's close, right? So HD again is let's go back. Okay, is in the retail trade or home improvement chains. Okay, so HD again, make sure you guys watch this one. There's a huge gap to fill. We are just filling it today, but we did not fill it. We will fill it once we are able to get up to $308.48. We were only able to get up to $305.45 at the high of the day. All right, all we need to see is the 10 and 21 SMAs catch up. And the T-Doc, this one is going to be fun because again, I expect us to move down because again, shorts have been really slapping the price every single time we have a nice move to the upside by buyers, and they absolutely shake out and take out any type of buyers trying to short squeeze the sellers out of this name. But unfortunately, the shorts are very strong. How do we know this? Well, the past couple of months into last year, right? This one isn't even longer based in INTU, but this is also a huge macro chart pattern that has been forming for over a year. Right? So, this one is going to definitely take some time to break out since it is a falling wedge, which is inherently a bullish chart pattern. But again, we've been seeing the buyers getting slapped left and right every single time we try to impulsively move to the upside. And so if we're able to come back down to retest 22.50, I expect another quick move to the downside and then a quick V-shaped recovery path to the upside until we break over 25.50, which will be the official resistance level to break out of, to have a confirmed breakout out of this descending level of resistance, or the whole entire macro falling wedge chart pattern. You can look at it on the weekly and the monthly time frames. Okay, and I just talked about INTU, so I'm not going to go over that. But does anyone have any questions for me tonight? If not, then I will be ending this live stream. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed it so far. I apologize for coughing or if my sound very nasally. I do have a lot of phlegm, mucus, very disgusting, I know, but I just wanted to let you guys know. And that's the reason why I have been MIA, missing in action, for the past 2 weeks. I have been coughing incessantly, and just the throat, man, the throat, horrible. It was stinging, it was hurting, and my coughs get really bad in the morning. They're worse in the morning actually, and they're a lot better in the night. It's very, very weird how this works. But I am getting a lot better. I'm able to talk longer and longer durations, so that's a positive. But yeah, that is it for me tonight, guys. Thank you so much for the 4 likes, and make sure you guys hit the subscribe button if you guys aren't subscribed yet, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell so that you guys know when I am live. I am usually live on Tuesdays and Thursdays, which I will be bringing back since I am not as sick as the past 2 weeks, and the time is usually 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, or 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, but I may be moving down a little bit back, forward, to maybe around 7 to 7:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'll let you guys know on my Instagram, so make sure you guys are following me on Instagram as well, at ChartsFocus1. Chanel, thank you so much. I will definitely feel better thanks to your message. And you're welcome. You're welcome. I mean, hopefully this is a great review for the week. Tomorrow we have a huge day. We have, potentially a nice further short squeeze in the markets, like I said, with SPY. All right, so make sure you guys watch that 430 level. Okay, make sure you guys watch it. It's critical and crucial for your trades tomorrow. Because if you reject from 430 again, or even possibly the intraday level of resistance at 429.50, we can see the market pulling back and possibly even breaking below 426. Okay, you guys have to be watching for every single possibility. All right, so that is it, guys. Make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys haven't yet, and make sure you guys hit that notification bell to know when I am live or when I upload new videos, which I will start doing again over this weekend. All right, thank you guys so much for watching. I will give you guys the specific times for the live streams, which I will start again next week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So make sure you guys are following me on Instagram. But yeah, have a great rest of your night. Good luck tomorrow, and I'll see you guys next week on Tuesday. Have a great rest of your night.